Hey, what's going on? So this is a rant video. I'm ranting about how stupid these websites are that these manufacturers have. Okay, so scenario, let's say you completed your first electronics class at school and the only multimeter you have is just a cheap one, like the $50 one that your school had you buy at the bookstore, and you want to move up to something a little better. So you're going to go shopping. That's what we're going to do. Let's say your budget is $150. Okay, you're like, hey, Fluke's a big brand I've heard of. Let's buy one of their meters. Okay, we're in the multimeter section. Oh, look, here's all their meters. They're obviously not in any order whatsoever. What's this button do? Puts them in a grid, but there's still no price. Maybe there's a way to sort it by price. Nope. Rating, newest, alphabetical, or top selling. Well, that's pretty worthless. So then there's no compare all. To compare them, you have to manually check the ones you want to compare, which is annoying. And then you hit compare. This is a little more what we want. But it's ridiculous that they're not in any order at all, and there's still no price, which is stupid. Worthless. But at least you could go through here and you could filter ones out. You go check all 30 meters, and then in here there's a button to remove. So you could say, this one right here doesn't have true RMS AC reading, so we'll remove it. And you could say, ooh, this one's really high res, and these are pretty high res too, but these two are not, so let's remove them. And you could theoretically, you could kind of filter out the ones that don't meet your criteria, but there's still no pricing. For all you know, you're filtering out all the affordable ones, and all you're left with is, well, I know for a fact this one's no cheaper than about $350 US. So yeah, that's kind of a problem. They make it ridiculously hard to try to pick, but we'll save that one for last because that's a better one. Instruments. We'll give X-Tech a chance. Multimeters, digital. That's it. No price, and they're not in any order. I think the only saving grace they have is that 70-80% of their meters are all the EX series, and it looks like they're in numerical order from highest model to smallest, all the way down to 210. But the crazy thing is it's not contiguous. That EX series isn't all in a row. These meters, for example, are in the middle. It goes from EX 230, 210, all the way down to 205 down here, and these stupid ones are in the middle. And there's these MG series. What are those for? And there's these GX and AUT1. It's not in any kind of order, and I hate that. At least the EX series, which is probably what most people would buy, are in an order. So you find the one, like for example, you'll say, hey, this is the cheapest one with true RMS, the EX411. Go to Amazon, find the price. If it's good enough, you get it. If you want more features and it's still under your budget, you move up a model or two. I guess at least there's a kind of a way, but it's still stupid that it's just a giant list, no prices, and it's not in any order or category at all. Now, if you click on one, it does show a price. If it loads. And I have 300 megabit internet, so this isn't on my end. This is a shitty site. Worthless. Well, while that's loading, let's go to Unity. They also have a really slow website, by the way. Product, digital multimeters. Worthless. So there's 4 by 5, so that's 20 per page, and then there's 6 pages of meters. So, and they're not in any order. These are 2000 UT 2000 series, UT 60 series. Let's go to page 4, see what's on there. Yeah, there's some graphing ones. They're not in any specific order. It's just absolutely absurd. UT 100 series. There's a pen type, a little pocket type. It's not in any order. There's no comparison matrix. There's no price. There's no sorting or anything available. Unity's is by far the worst. With this many, they have over 100 multimeter models. There's no way you'd be able to pick which model you need. How would you have any idea where to start? Worthless. Freaking worthless. And Probe. I know for a fact that their site's not that bad. Products, digital multimeters. Right off the bat, you can already tell it's better. They have it in sections. General purpose, full size, compact or pocket, precision, which I'm guessing would be more what an EE would want, probably better resolution. They're true RMS. There's industrial, which probably includes electricians and HVAC, digital. I mean, that's awesome. That right there. I mean, let's say you want precision digital. Boom. You just basically filtered it down to 2. Go look up the prices of these 2. See if either of them fits your budget. You're good to go. Even better than that, though. Look over here. Select the right Probe digital multimeter. There you go. Comparison matrix. Now it doesn't show price, but they're in order. 500 series or 500 all the way up to 570. So obviously this would be cheaper than this one in almost every case that you could ever look up. That's generally how it goes. And they have multimeter type right here, so you could say, oh, electrical, that's probably what I would need. And you could go by the specs, pick the one, go look up the price. If it's too much, go down to the lower one, see if it still has everything you would need. They make it nice and easy for you. And that's assuming this right here doesn't filter down well enough for you. Okay, Keysight. Theirs is also really good. So products, digital multimeters. Huh. They want me to do a survey. Let's see. Handheld. There you go. We're in the right ballpark. It's got all their handheld stuff. Pretty sweet. So there's some filtering right here, but even better, compare all. And then there's a compare all button right here also. Look at that. Even has a price. Now, right now they don't seem to be in. I mean, it looks like they're grouped by type, which is okay. But even better would be. I hate that they call it starting from, but obviously this is price. Starting from. Look at that. We're sorting them by price. How awesome is that? So, going off of our example, our budget's $150. So this one is 100. So this is within our budget. This one is 138, it's within our budget. This is a clamp meter, so we don't care. This one is a hair over our budget, but usually retail prices on websites for manufacturers are higher than what you would actually pay from Amazon or eBay or somewhere else. So we'll go ahead and add this one just in case we can stretch our budget a hair, or if maybe we can actually find it cheaper than this. Oh, the compare button's right next to the checkbox. There you go. We're comparing to 3 that are within our budget. How easy was that? That is fucking awesome. You have data sheets if you want absolutely specific specs without having to go drill down into each individual meter like you would with any other website. You can find authorized dealers for each one. You can compare all the different metrics of each meter right down here. What more do you need? This is perfect. This right here would be a way to get somebody into a meter quickly. Now let's say you wanted a fluke. And you look at all these and you're thinking, holy crap, I have no idea what any of these do. Like, just not a clue. There's so many of them. And they don't list a price, so maybe we can just click on a random one, find a price. I don't see a button that says buy anywhere. Oh, right here, buy now. Holy crap, $500. I can't afford that. Let's go back to multimeters. Oh, here's another one. Let's see what this was priced. $400. Nope. Poor college student. Can't afford that. Way above my $150 budget. Oh. Fluke 179. Maybe this one's affordable. $300. Nope. Still double my budget. Oh, guess I'm not buying a Fluke. And you see what I just did there? Fluke makes a $50 meter. They make a $100 meter. They make meters that are from $50 to $100. So they totally lost out on a sale because their website is shitty. That's what it boils down to. As where if you go to Keysight, look, here's a $100 one, here's a $138 one, here's a $168 one, which I guarantee you could probably find for a little bit cheaper. But point being though, their website allowed me to find the exact meters that fit what I'd like to do with my meter within my price point without doing any work at all. Now, imagine doing that with Unity's website when you have 6 pages with 20 results each. There's no way you would even know where to look. You click on a couple and give up and just say, this is stupid. Now, one argument everyone is going to have is, well, why don't you go to a vendor's website like T-Equipment and then use their website to filter out what you want? The problem with that is that manufacturers, or I mean the vendors, they're a business. They're not going to buy they're not going to buy all these 100-some models and keep them in stock, because they're not all going to sell. They're only going to buy the models that they think are going to be most popular, and they'll be able to sell them because you're a business and it's in your best interest to stock things that'll sell. And the problem with that is there might be a model that they chose not to stock that might actually be more perfect for your specific budget and needs. So you're always better off going to the manufacturer's website because they list everything that they make, finding the one you need, and then trying to find a vendor that sells the one that you decided is best for you. So that is why I think going to a third-party vendor to find a multimeter is not ideal. Because, for example, let's say these are all 3 true RMS. Even for $100, I think that's pretty good. But let's say they sold a 6001 series that was true RMS, but they also had a 6000 series that isn't true RMS. And then you went to T-Equipment, and let's say, this is just all pretend, but let's say they only had the 6000 series that's not true RMS. And for $10 more, you could have bought the one that's true RMS, but they decided not to stock it. You lose out. That's why you always go to the manufacturer's website to try to find a meter, in my opinion. And it's in the case of like the did I close it? In the case of the Unity, there's just no way you'd be able to find the one you need. At least if they had a description here underneath, like a little subset description underneath each link here that said the 800 series is for electricians, the 181 series is for HVAC, 171 is for industrial super high voltage use, and then, you know, this is for EEs and this is for hobbyists. And if they at least had descriptions for each series and then you could drill down into one specific series like this, that'd be okay. But they don't even tell you what the hell these are for. How would you know? You know? Yeah, once you finally click one, it says intelligent digital. Let's go to this series. Handheld auto ranging. I mean, aren't all your meters handheld, and don't they pretty much all have auto ranging? Yeah. So, just worthless. So I think that every website should have something similar to what Keysight does, where you can sort by price, and then that gets you into the ballpark of the meters. So you're only looking at the meters that you can afford. And then you can compare the ones that are within your price range to see which ones are the features you need. And then you could decide maybe it's worth spending an extra $18 because this has some other feature that you might find extremely handy. So, which I guess in this case is temperature. So you might decide the extra, I guess it's more than $18 difference, but going 18 over your budget could be worth getting temperature measurement, because then you could use the thermocouple to measure temperatures of heat sinks and stuff. So this is perfect. This right here would be how someone could find the perfect multimeter for them. Meanwhile, Fluke lost business from a potential buyer because their website is shitty and there's no easy way for the consumer to drill down and filter out all the meters that aren't what they need and to be left with the ones that are what they need within their price range. And so Keysight has some really expensive stuff, and some of their stuff is more expensive than some of Fluke stuff, and they're not afraid to show their price. The consumers know that they're getting quality, so there's no reason why Fluke can't list their price. It's stupid. So good job Keysight, good job Amprobe. Shame on you X-Tech, Unity, Fluke, and all the other websites out there that absolutely suck at helping the consumer decide what product is best for them. So you're losing out on sales. I'm not losing anything from this, and the consumers are. They're just going to a different vendor and buying someone else's product because you weren't able to show them what they need. So anyways, I know it's kind of me whining about something, but it made it hard for me to pick some multimeters out. I bought a bunch to do some reviews and comparisons for some future videos, and man, it was just tough trying to figure out which meters are within the price ranges I was looking to stick within. And I decided I need to rant about this. And so maybe, just maybe, Fluke, Unity, any other website that has a really shitty layout can see this video and decide, hey, we have a crazy budget. Why can't we just go tell our web development team to make it a lot easier to pick out our products, because that could greatly improve our sales. And it's not just, the consumer or prosumer. Even if you're a bigger company, what if you're using some old Fluke model from 10, 15 years back, and you decided they're getting a little crusty and you want to get some brand new models that maybe have even some better features and could save your company a lot of time. And maybe they're even better resolution, more counts, without spending too much money. You're going to send whoever's in charge of going and keeping your equipment updated to go buy them. How's it going to be any different, for them versus an absolute newbie coming into the scene trying to pick a multimeter? It's not. Your website sucks. It's still going to be just as hard for them to figure out what to get, because the last time they bought a new model for your company, there probably weren't as many models, and now there's a whole bunch of different series of models and options and features, and you don't make it easy to pick it. You really don't. So anyways, I could go on and on complaining about this, but that should kind of give you the gist of it. And it's just absurd. I've done web development. It's not that hard to incorporate stuff like this. And half of the stuff, like the sorting, can be done in your query at the database level. It's absurd. But anyways, I'm going to stop ranting. I could go on and make this thing run for half an hour. But I'm going to save you the trouble and time. I will see you in the next video. Hopefully it'll be a more happy subject. See ya.